Hi everyone. Thanks for joining me today on Sunday Summit. My name is Regan Barassa. If you know me from Instagram, you'll know me there as Pace My Heart. And I call this community Pace Your Heart, where I share stories, climb a little summit every Sunday, tell you what's going on in my life, and hopefully it helps to share what this 54-year-old lady is going through. I've had a health journey, which I've shared on previous posts, and I'm currently 8 weeks post plastic surgery from having 8 pounds of skin removed from my stomach, from major weight loss. I lost over 250 pounds, and I had my breasts reconstructed, I guess, reinflated, if that's what you call it. So I've been sharing a little bit about that, a little less lately. Today I think I might take some pictures of my scars just to sort of document that, because I started this week with red light therapy, so it might be nice to see some before and afters. So if I get those done in time, I'll put them at the end of this video. If not, I'll probably put them on next week's video. Just so we can have some before and after, see if red light therapy helps. And they suggest 3 times a week for 3 months, and you should see some improvements, so I might give that a whirl. So that's really the only update I have surgery wise. If you follow me on Instagram, I shared a crazy kind of picture of a stitch that had come through. So it's really common, particularly I guess with plastic surgery, while the stitches are dissolvable, some will work their way to the surface, often kind of where they're knotted, and then you're supposed to just kind of pull them taut and trim them off, and they dissolve back in. But this week I had one on my stomach, and I pulled it, and it pulled almost probably an inch out. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think, all that stitching is in there and maybe not dissolving that quick. I mean, they say that to recover from plastic surgery is a year, but maybe it takes that long for those stitches to dissolve. I'm not even sure. So we'll see how that goes. But I still have a few places where I know that some stitches are trying to come out. So yeah, you just have to be patient. It's all part of the process. They're not like infected or there's nothing wrong with them. It's just what happens. I guess your body kind of rejects foreign things if it can. Water retention, still struggling with the whole water retention thing. But I had a lymphatic massage this week, and that felt good. Being 8 weeks surgery, I can switch to 12 hours on and 12 hours off of compression, but I kind of cheated a little bit last week because I don't like to work out in compression, so I've already started sort of decreasing the hours a little bit, but I'm like fully compressed right now. So I will continue for the next month. 4 weeks, he said, to try and do 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So I'm not sure if I want to do it at night or during the day, or maybe I'll just kind of wing it and see how it works depending on what I'm doing. And then I was chatting with the lymphatic massage therapist, and she was saying that doing water activity is really good for your lymphatic system, because it naturally puts pressure on your lymphatic system while you're working out. And yeah, so I'm interested to see if that helps. She said that she's just discovered recently that they have lymphatic massage in water, and she's looking at what training that would require and if that's something that they could do here. Currently it's not offered in Calgary, but it is offered in other parts of the world, and there are trainers. So she's thinking about investigating to see what's available for her to start something like that here. So if I hear anything like that, I'll let you know, because I think that would be great. Not just for people post-surgery, because of course you have to wait a certain amount of time for your incisions to heal, but for people that have lymphedema and lipedema, I think I got it right. Basically, it's people that have issues, I think, with their lymphatic drainage regularly, not just because they're post-surgery. So that was interesting. Oh, I'm gonna share something. So Dr. J, my rehab doctor that's helping me with my back, he watched a video, and he gave me some grief because he said, you have a cup of tea, but you never sip from it. It's because I always make my cup of tea right before I do this video, because I find it comforting to hold it in my hand, but it's too hot. I had a pituitary tumor over 20 years ago, and the way that they removed that tumor is they go kind of between up into your soft palate and then through your nose and into your brain. Yeah, not great. And I haven't got I never regained total nerve sensation in the upper palate of my mouth. So I have to be careful with hot drinks and soup and stew, things like that. It's really easy for me to burn the top of my mouth without realizing it. So I hold it for quite some time until I almost, not let it get lukewarm per se, but so that it's cool enough so that for 3 days I'm not having skin slough off the top of my mouth. Lessons learned over the years, and I still do it way too many times. So anyways, if you've ever wondered why I do these videos and I have a cup of tea and then I don't drink from it, one, I get distracted because I'm doing the video, but two, it's because I'm trying not to rush drinking my tea and burning the top of my mouth. So yeah. And okay, and on the nerve regeneration thing, that's another thing that the lymphatic therapist told me, that it takes about 18 months often for nerves to regenerate, if they're going to. Sometimes you don't regain total nerve sensation. Yeah, so that's interesting. In my surgical situation this time, I do have full sensation everywhere. I don't have any places of numbness, but it definitely happens because, yeah, the top of my mouth, it never totally regenerated, it doesn't bother me other than I burn it too often. But yeah, learning lesson. Yeah, on the health front, I finished my antibiotics for my bladder infection. And kind of a funny story. So last night I went to the Calgary Philharmonic for International Women's Day with a girlfriend, and we went to the Guild for dinner, and it was excellent. And I had a beet salad and steak, and it was delicious, very nummy. And then after that we went to the concert and we really enjoyed it, but we both had to go pee really badly at the end, so we kind of rushed to the bathroom before the rush came. And I went pee, and I got up to flush the toilet, and my urine was pink, and I was like, what? I just finished the antibiotics, what's going on? And then it struck me, oh, it's the beet salad that I had. So kind of funny. So I walked out of the stall kind of laughing, and my girlfriend's like, what was funny in the bathroom? And I said, oh, my pee was pink. And she goes, what? She was about to get all worried. I'm like, the beets, it's from the beets. She goes, already? That's crazy. So yeah, I think my bladder's doing fine, but currently I'm still peeing pink. So we'll see how that goes, but I don't feel any discomfort. So that's a good sign, hopefully. Yeah. So yeah, the Tina Turner tribute was a lot of fun. I'll probably share a reel about it on Instagram tomorrow. I haven't kind of looked at the pictures and stuff I took, but yeah, I like going out to events here in the city. We're very blessed in this city that there's always something fun to do. Next weekend, my girlfriend's coming from PEI. She arrives Thursday night. And we're going to see the Irish Rovers. So I know we're gonna have fun watching them too. So live music is totally my jam. So that'll be a fun one as well. So yeah, I hope there's things that you do that you enjoy. We last night ran into a woman that comes to our lunch club, and she was by herself, and she said she'd actually been to the Jack Singer just a few days before, and she liked to just pick up tickets on the spur of the moment if she feels like it to go to an event. And I thought that was great. I'm usually someone who's looking for a pal to join me, but it's nice to know that people are courageous and they just go and do things that they enjoy, whether they have a partner or not. So yeah, that's part of life being single, I think. um, I went to church today, and this is the first Sunday of Lent. And Lent is usually, I'm not the greatest Christian, but it's 40 days, and often it's associated with giving up something. So whether you give up chocolate or coffee or tea or Facebook or something, I think it's supposed to strive to, I don't know, make you feel like you're giving something up. You're more pious if you do it. Um, and for me, I've never really given up anything for Lent. I don't know. It's just a custom that hasn't ever really been of importance to me, I guess. But today's sermon was really good because he kind of said, we do these random things. We give up something, but does it really change anything? So he was sort of encouraging us to consider things that we could do instead of giving up something, but do something good in return, like just to create stronger community bonds, or to do something in goodness or kindness for others. And that rings true a lot more for me. But again, I don't think it's something that I strive to do for just a 40-day period. It's just a way that I want to live my life. I think with all the ways that we can support in the community, and how it gives us a sense of connection, that's an important thing to do on a daily basis, not just for a specific holiday. Like Christmas isn't the only time you can give gifts, or Valentine's isn't the only day that you can express love. And I don't know, St. Patrick's Day isn't the only time that you can think about luck. So I like to think of life as having a little bit of flow, and yeah, I like to go with the flow and just stand up and fill in when I see a space that I think I can contribute. And this week I've got a meeting with the Outreach Network. So yeah. Oh, it's very windy outside today. You can tell we've had beautiful weather here in Calgary, but it's definitely gonna get colder. The wind is quite crazy out there today. Yeah, anyways, back to the Outreach Network. It's an organization, they help a lot of immigrants, but we're also doing a campaign right now to do baskets for the Radiant Society, which is women that are fleeing from domestic violence, and children, women and children. So if anybody actually out there has any interest in contributing, they're always looking for gift cards, or just home good items like towels, that type of thing. If you know me, reach out to me, send me a message if you'd like to contribute, and I'll make sure that they get into a basket. We aim to do one big laundry basket a month. That's kind of the goal that we have going right now. So yeah, it feels good to help in some tangible ways sometimes. What else do I have to share? I told you that I was, realizing that my body needs not necessarily rest per se, but just moderation in things. And in the spring, I usually like to do a real big deep clean and realize that, being post surgery and some of the health bumps I've had the last little while, that maybe I needed to give that up to some professionals. So Thursday, I've got some cleaners coming, and they're gonna clean my walls and my baseboards and clean it tip to toe, which is perfect because my girlfriend arrives from PEI on Thursday and my daughter arrives the following week as well. So yeah, it'll feel nice to have things really spick and span before they come. So I've been working fairly diligently trying to declutter and go through my clothes. I've gotten rid of or given away, donated quite a bit of clothes. I just have, realized I kept my really small clothes that I had. I had, size 0 and size 25 jeans, and I don't aim to be that size anymore. I'm really working on rebuilding strength and building some muscle. So that's not my goal, and to keep those clothes, I don't know, just maybe feels like pressure to get back to that size, and I don't really want to get there. So yeah, I'm clearing them out. That's what I've been working on the last little while, and it takes a lot of time to kind of try on things and decide, is this close to where I'm at right now, or does this feel like it's a long way away? Because sizes mean nothing. You know, size 25 in something can be a size 30 in something else. So, I can tell a little bit when I hold things up, but yeah, I still, for the most part, tried most things on because different things fit different ways. It's kind of funny though, I have 2 pairs of black leggings, one of which was too big that it was falling down on the treadmill last week, and then another pair I put on, and they're probably just a little bit snug, so they felt like they were sliding down ever so slowly. So I might have to buy myself a right size pair. I'm like Goldilocks. I don't have the right size pair of leggings apparently. Yeah, so that's one purchase that I might be making. But my girlfriend's coming from PEI, and she might need to do a little bit of shopping as well. So I'm sure we'll hit a Winners or something like that, and I can look for some leggings. I'm not really a Lululemon person. I don't wear kind of working out clothes outside of working out, so I don't invest a lot of money in it. Most of my workout wear is either stuff I've found at Winners or Marshalls, or I've got thrifting or consignment shopping. It really, yeah, it's not fancy for me, that's for sure. Yeah, I think that's about all I have to share. Didn't really have a very big week. Oh, I guess I should share. I did do a talk to some ladies about dating over 50, and I shared an Instagram post yesterday about that. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you might want to go there, because that has more like sort of regular updates, what I'm up to. But yeah, this is the second time doing a talk, and they go really well. The ladies come from either they're fairly new out of divorce and they're just thinking that they might like to date, and they're just not sure how to start or how to think about it, or there's women that have been divorced maybe for a very long time, and they're just looking for fresh ideas on dating. And of course, I'm only, a year out of my marriage. So I can't say I have extensive knowledge, but it is fresher knowledge, I guess. So I shared sort of resources about safety and just figuring out your own boundaries and criteria and maybe what your goals of dating are, because not everybody's the same. Some people are seeking a long-term relationship, some are just seeking to have some companionship. There's no right or wrong or one size fits all in the dating world. It's just finding the right person that meets you where you're at the time and place that you're at. And I've dated, I've gone on coffee dates that have been kind of one and that's it. I have, maybe dated someone for a few weeks and realized, it's not a fit. And more recently, I did have a little bit of a longer term relationship that lasted like 5 or 6 months. And I've certainly had periods of time, like right now, where I'm just not really interested in dating because I have other things going on in my life. So yeah, it kind of runs the gamut, but we share resources. I do it with a girlfriend of mine, and she's been divorced for a few years, and she's in a long-term relationship right now. But we kind of started dating around the same time and kind of shared everything that we learned together. And the resources on kind of relationships and kind of determining who you are and what you're looking for that helped us. So we have like a full page of resources that we share with the ladies, and they can ask questions and make notes and all the rest. And it went well. And then at the end, one of the ladies asked me about intimacy because, I'm very open sharing, I've got multitude of scars between my heart surgery and my latest plastic surgery. And I have lots of hanging skin, how do I handle that? And for me, it's not really been too much of an issue because I don't lead with it. So I don't share it with everyone right off the bat. I'm not a person who would rush into intimacy with anybody. I kind of hold my body sacred, and I make sure that it's somebody that I'm really interested in. And before I get to that point, I have a conversation about my health history and sort of my body. And if that's not a conversation that goes all that well, then I know that that's not a match for me. So yeah, I've certainly had that kind of rejection. And, while that can sting, it also really points me in the right direction, or redirects me, I guess is maybe the better way of saying it. And I believe in redirection. I do. If things aren't going smoothly, I don't try and batter it till it goes my way. I just realize that's not meant for me. Yeah. So I've had a few moments where rejection definitely has stung, and then I've had other moments where I think, oh, I really am glad that I learned this now before I got invested. So yeah, so I just sort of said, if you haven't got to a point in the relationship where you feel that you can talk about something like that, then you're not ready anyways. And so for me, I don't let anybody rush me. And there's lots of people out there who feel like it's a race, and I don't feel like a relationship should feel like a race. It should have comfort and security, and you hope excitement in there as well. But yeah, I have to look after my own best interest ultimately, and I need to be with a partner who I know is going to understand my vulnerabilities and accept them. And so I need to be with someone who I feel like can have care and consideration for me as I would for them. And yeah, if you're not at that point, then to me, that's not a point to get intimate. So yeah, even though the world goes fast these this day and age, that doesn't mean you have to go fast. Yeah. So anyways, I just thought I would share that because I know that there's women out there that sometimes can stay in relationships just for fear of making a step into a new, being vulnerable with somebody new. And I do believe I'm not there yet, but I do believe there'll be someone someday that will rise up and be the right person for me at the right time. And yeah, so I leave hope for that, that's for sure. But for right now, I'm just working on my physical health and just sort of processing still from surgery. I was just speaking with a girlfriend today that this surgery has been really smooth in that I've had no issues with healing and stuff, but it's a long recovery. And I think I knew it, I just really didn't put it up there at the same level as maybe what open heart surgery was, but it's a big one, While there wasn't a life or death situation behind this particular surgery, there was certainly a lot of restructuring that was done, and so I'm getting to know a new body, and I'm like in the pool on Friday, using my core muscles. I wouldn't say it hurt, but it's, still new sensations there that I'm getting used to when I move certain ways. It's all still just knitting together, and it's all a good thing, but it's not second nature yet. I'm not able to use my body without thinking about it. It lets me know that there's still a lot of changes going on. So yeah, I gotta respect this body of mine, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit today, and I don't really have a particular reason why. I guess I just didn't think through what I was going to talk to you guys about that well. But so I'm going to let you go. I hope something I shared there helps you or puts you in a direction in your life, or just reaffirms something for you, whatever it may be, that maybe there was a takeaway in there for you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you. Well, I won't see you, but I look forward to you tuning in. And next week, I hope I get one done. I do have company the next 2 weeks, so I plan to do it, but the best laid plans sometimes need to be adjusted. So yeah, take care and enjoy the time that you have with friends and family, because I'm quite excited about this time coming up with mine. It feels like it's been quite a long time in the coming. So yeah, take care. Have a great week, everyone, and subscribe for the latest updates. We'll talk soon.